We have an interesting piece of news on the Aaron Rodgers trade from a really cool source.
Inside, and a beauty! Hall running free! Brees Hall inside the 10! He's gonna score!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and we're going to be talking about the Aaron Rodgers trade today because I got kind of an inside source. It's not really an inside source. Everyone is available to this, but Gunny of the New York Jets Situation Report dropped this tweet about 15 minutes ago, and I think it's very, very interesting. So let me start by saying that I have not physically spoken to Gunny about these details or who it is or anything like that. I don't want him to expose his source or anything at all, but he did tweet out the following tweet, and I find it very interesting. Again, if this is true, this is kind of big. But here's the tweet. I have no source. A fellow military vet on an NFL administration staff that doesn't work for the Jets said that the 13th overall pick was and is actually in play. That there are two trade packages that have been accepted. Package 1 would have the New York Jets send pick 13 and a conditional 2024 fourth-round pick plus a player to the Green Bay Packers for Aaron Rodgers and pick 15. Package 2 is the package that we normally all hear. He goes on and says, Package 2 is pick 42, a 2024 conditional third, and a player for Rodgers, and a conditional 2025 fourth if Rodgers retires in 2024. Package 1 is favored because of players Packers Packers have their eye on. Again, this isn't verified, it's hearsay. Now, this is a very interesting piece of news because essentially you're looking at a bunch of conditions on a 2024 pick that could probably turn into a 1 and a pick swap in the first round plus Corey Davis for Aaron Rodgers or the pick that we all think. Now, I don't know if 42 is the pick. I don't know if the Jets would give up 42. I think the pick would be 43 in my personal opinion. But that being said, that's a very interesting idea, and ultimately one that I feel really comfortable with Package 1. You probably tell the Green Bay Packers, hey, who's the player that you're keeping an eye on, right? And we're not going to tell any teams. We're not going to do any of those things. And again, Green Bay might push back on this because you don't want to reveal your draft strategy to another team. But if there is and can be some trust between Goody and Douglas, you have those conversations, because if not, if Package 2 is going to be where we're going to going with, the New York Jets need to know that ahead of time so that they can start working on trade packages for 13 outside of the Green Bay one, but also so that they can see, is there a player that the New York Jets are in love with that the Green Bay Packers are in love with? Because if you execute that, let's say Broderick Jones and Anton Harrison are the two guys that the New York Jets are looking at 13. But so are the Packers and the Patriots. So you make that trade knowing, you know what? We feel comfortable with these two players, and only one of them is going to be gone by the time we get to 15. And then you make that trade happen, and now the Green Bay Packers take Broderick Jones, the New England Patriots take Anton Harrison, and you're sitting there with your hands in your nose, just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. We wanted one of these two guys, and they're both gone. I guess some communication has to happen there. I don't know how much is there, because again, you want to keep your draft strategy a secret. This is a super interesting bit of information here, because again, this really isn't a first-round pick that's being traded, but a pick swap is worth something, and it's enough of a something to tip the scale. Now, when you look at the points values of these picks and when you look at those situations, you do have to wonder, is it like, do they get a better player in package one because the points don't match up in package one, right? Or do the Green Bay Packers covet picking at 13 so much more that they're willing to give up on value on the back end? Is picking at 13 going to help them out so much more? Why do they want to get in front of New England? Is it for a wide receiver? Is it for what's happening there? So it's an interesting conversation to have because, like, if package one has Denzel Mims attached to it, a guy with some insanely upside on a limited controlled contract, that's a different conversation. And if package two has Corey Davis, where it's just like, well, it's a veteran wide receiver on an expiring deal. Cost controlled, makes a ton of sense. Again, it's super interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If it's me, I would love for package one to be the deal. If we can keep a first round pick, especially even if it is pick 15, there are 3 or 4 tackles that I know are going to be there at 15 that I feel incredibly comfortable with. Broderick Jones, Anton Harrison, Darnell Wright, amongst some of the few. One of those guys is going to be there. And then having picks 42 and 43 in this year's draft makes too much sense in my eyes. Being able to go defensive tackle and offensive center in the second round intrigues me incredibly. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And last but not least, happy Easter and go Jets.